Hello everyone. A lot of you reach out to us with questions like which career path should I pursue? Which career path is especially tailored based on my educational background and is well suited for me? So this video is targeted towards answering all such questions, especially in the context of ex-UPSC aspirants. Here, we will discuss two things. Number one, the framework to make any such decision. So what is that mindset which you need to have when you take any such decision? And then based on your educational background, your work experience, and the overall journey, what all careers are especially tailor-made for you. So we are going to discuss a whole range of careers. So be with us, watch this video till the end, and I'm sure you will come up with an informed decision about how to go ahead in this journey. Broadly, when you make this decision, there are three factors you should be cognizant of. Number one, know who you are. Number two, know the opportunities outside. And number three, the propensity of risk. So when you discuss about who you are, it's a function of three things. Let's say your past, which is the knowledge or skills which you already bring to the table because of your background. It can be because of your educational background, your UPSC journey, some other work experience you had, some other certification or projects or something else which you did in the past. Second is your interest or passion, which is the present. What is that which you like more? And third is the aspirations or the goals which you have. We will discuss all these things in detail as we go ahead. Second is knowing the opportunities outside. So because of your academic background, there are a lot of opportunities which can be derived from it. Secondly, because of your civil services preparation background, a lot of career opportunities can be derived from that. And then, you can do some kind of upskilling or let's say higher education, etc. Third is the propensity of risk. Let's say when you go for higher education, especially let's say if you target an MBA or a master's in public policy program from a top Ivy League college, then getting into it is very difficult. So it's a function of how much risk you are ready to take. Accordingly, let's say if you are targeting those big goals, then you have to cover that risk, maybe by taking up a job in the meantime. So the reward certainty ratio. So if the reward is very, very high, obviously the certainty will be little less. So how much risk are you ready to take at this juncture? Okay. When you talk about knowing who you are, so as we discussed, it's a function of your past, your present, and your aspiration. So past can be because of your academic background. It can be because of your UPSC journey, your work experience, some courses, internship, or anything else which you pursue. So what is already available with you in that sense. Second is the interest. Your interest can be, let's say you are somebody who is good with quant or data, or you have, let's say, exceptional problem solving skills, or let's say you are really good with communications. You are, let's say, exceptional with the people management skills, or you have this creative bent of mind and you can bring those kind of skills to the table. So your interest, which is basically your present. Then the aspirations is largely a future part, that what do you want more in life? Maybe is it the impact, is it money, is it reputation, or something else? Obviously I understand that all of us want all these things. Basically it's a function of the degree of these things. What is the order of priority of various things? And accordingly, at the intersection of these three sits your preferred career choice. Now, second part, which is knowing the opportunities outside. Because when you talk about the present era, there are a whole bunch of opportunities outside. It's just about knowing who you are, really understanding your own strengths and weaknesses, and then matching them with the various opportunities available in the market. Now, when you talk about knowing the opportunities outside, obviously, as I mentioned, there are a whole bunch of opportunities. Here, I'm going to, let's say, focus on two things. The opportunities which are at the intersection of your educational background and your civil services preparation. Because in both these things, you develop a lot of skills which can be leveraged very well to get into the careers of your choice. I always say that an ex-UPSC aspirant need not necessarily start from scratch. They already have a lot of skills, soft skills, hard skills, knowledge, which can be comfortably leveraged. And on the foundation of all this, you can build your career. Now, based on your educational domain, say it can be the skills you bring can be something related to data analytics or quant. It can be software development, finance or accounting, let's say legal understanding, medical knowledge, social sciences command, and a lot of other things. Similarly, because of your civil services preparation, again, irrespective of the outcome of civil services preparation, you develop a lot of skills, which can be largely clubbed into two parts, let's say hard skills and soft skills. Now, hard skills include, say, holistic knowledge and understanding, when you read so many subjects, almost everything under the sun, the kind of perspective you bring to the table is exceptional. Along with this, let's say command over current affairs. When you keep on reading the Hindu and Indian Express on a very daily basis for years, the command over current affairs is certainly something which separates you from the crowd. Along with this, there are a lot of soft skills like structural thinking, effective communication, time management, patience, hard work, resilience, working under pressure. Obviously, this whole list is not comprehensive. There are immense skills which you bring. Now, at the intersection of both these things, there are a lot of careers visits. It can be related to, just to name a few, public policy, development sector, impact consulting, political consulting, or even generalist roles like program manager, founders office, entrepreneur in residence, and similar roles with various startups. Now, are going to deep dive into each of these careers and discuss what specific opportunities can suit well based on your background. Now, if you are somebody who come from engineering background, then there are multiple roles which can be targeted by you. Some of them are, let's say, number one, monitoring and evaluation. Under this, you work at the intersection of data and impact. So there are organizations like ID Insight, Grant Thornton, Pratham, Niti Aayog. When Pratham releases its ASA report, Annual Survey of Education report, it obviously tells us what is the status of education in India via data. Similarly, there are many such organizations which work at the intersection of data and impact. So if you are somebody who's good with quant and are also passionate about creating social impact, already have a civil services background, these are some of the options which can certainly be targeted. Similarly, there are program manager or partnership manager roles. So here you, let's say, work on number one, designing the overall program, planning the overall program in terms of its execution, monitoring the overall execution. So opportunities can be with the UNICEF, UNDP. Their Indian arm keeps on hiring very aggressively. Similarly, Invest India, Quality Council of India, various ministries also hire candidates for these kind of roles. Similarly, you can get into strategy roles. If you are somebody who is really good with the problem solving part, with the problem solving, communication, people management kind of skills, then you can get into strategy roles also with organizations like Teach for India. So Teach for India keeps on coming up with various opportunities for, let's say, associate strategy, manager strategy. Even check its website and check its careers page. I'm sure you might find some openings even now. Similarly, Delberg, Big Four, various startups also keep on coming up with various strategy roles. Similarly, let's say political strategy roles with organizations like Nation with Money. Here, IT Insights is also hiring currently. So if you're not aware of it, we have already shared this opportunity on our Telegram and WhatsApp channel. Feel free to check that as well. Now, it's a very good organization. You can certainly explore this opportunity if you are good with data. Similarly, let's say if you are somebody who's coming from maybe mining background, civil engineering or something similar, or even electrical engineering or similar areas, then you can explore opportunities in as ESG consultant, energy consultant, etc. So various ministries keep on hiring for young professional or consultant opportunities. Similarly, Invest India, McKinsey, BCG Bain, all these come up with these kind of roles. Obviously, getting into it is a little tricky, but these can certainly be directly targeted. Then public policy analyst or consultant roles. Now, again, if you are somebody who again bring these, generic skills like problem solving, we were talking, critical thinking, communication skills, then the organizations, along with a good bend towards the governance space, then opportunities with organizations like Samagra, Satwa, all these are impact consulting firm, JPAL, Quantum Hub, etc., can be targeted. Now, if you are come from the tech background, and you also have bent towards policy, then there are these roles with the tech policy roles are also growing exponentially. These can be roles with the organizations like NASSCOM, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Tony Blair. In fact, the Amazon, Netflix, and other organizations also have the public policy folks. So you can explore those roles also because you already understand tech. And they need people who understand both the tech also and have passion to create impact, understand public policy also, and your holistic knowledge of civil services preparation can certainly give you an edge compared to the other fellows. Similarly, let's say if you are somebody coming from the commerce background, I'm sure you must be having a basic understanding at least of audit and finance related areas. Now, there are 5 types of roles which you can directly target. Number one is the public finance management. So there are opportunities with Big Four, IMF, ADB, AIIB, and other organizations in the public finance management. So basically, say uh, advisory on budget, economic survey, and all these stuffs are covered under it. Similarly, second, very niche area, but exceptionally good, impact investing. There are organizations like UMTR Network, Avishkar Group, and a lot of other organizations which hire for it. It's a very niche area, a little difficult to break because the opportunities are very limited. But yes, in the midterm, it can certainly be targeted. Then policy and regulatory affairs in financial institutions like RBI, SEBI, Invest India, Grant Thornton. They also have opportunities where you basically work on the policy aspect with the financial institutions. Similarly, development finance institutions like IFC, NABARD, and a lot of other organizations. Then you can also work in microfinance or let's say financial inclusion aspects because at the end of the day, you'll be making an impact here and working, utilizing your finance knowledge. So they need the passion to create impact as well as the understanding of the overall public policy or overall say issues related to society, etc. So let's say Ujjivan, small finance bank, Bandhan Bank, etc. So these opportunities can be explored. Third, very important area. Let's say if you are coming from the law background, typically people feel that maybe directly practicing in the court is the only solution for them. That is not the case. We are living in 21st century. There are immense opportunities available for everyone. So some of the roles which you can target are like legislative consulting and policy advocacy. So organizations like PRS Legislative Research with the Center for Legal Policy keep on hiring candidates for legislative consulting, for policy advocacy, for policy briefing, and all those aspects. Similarly, legal research and analysis. So if you talk about Daksh is an organization which works in judicial reforms, right? So they advocate a lot of these things. Before that, they conduct some research around these stuff. Similarly, Center for Policy Research, Niti Aayog, or ADR, Association for Democratic Reforms. They also conduct this analysis. They also do a lot of advocacy around this. Similarly, legal and regulatory compliance consulting, where you check whether organizations are complying with the legal and regulatory procedures. So there are many opportunities with the Big Four, EY, KPMG, Deloitte, and PwC. So all those opportunities can also be targeted. Then human rights and social justice roles with organizations like Amnesty International, the RR Trust, and few other organizations. So when you work with the corporates, there are a lot of roles where you collaborate with the government. So somebody has to maintain these relations with the government. So there are various PR firms and a lot of conglomerates which keep on hiring for such roles also. Then finally, political consulting. Again, the organizations like Varahi Analytics, their leadership is largely flooded with candidates coming from the legal background. Similarly, Inclusive Minds and a lot of other organizations because you have understanding of law also, you have understanding of the overall space of politics, you have good political acumen. All these things can be leveraged to get into political consulting roles. And these organizations also appreciate your UPSC journey in general. Similarly, if you are somebody who's coming from medical background, obviously opening your clinic is not the only option. There are immense opportunities outside that as well. As an example, let's say public health consultant or officer with organizations like WHO, UNICEF, Health Ministry, Ayush Ministry, and a lot of similar organizations. What you can do is you can also check the website of all such organizations, check their careers page, and see what all opportunities are available there. You will get a lot more clarity via that also. We on our Telegram, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn channel also keep on sharing many such opportunities. So if you are not part of this, feel free to join that as well. Similarly, health policy analyst with organizations like National Health Authority, NHA, Niti Aayog, World Bank, Red Cross, etc. Similarly, healthcare consulting. Now, when you talk about consulting, consulting by itself is a very generic word and a generic domain. Now you can work in specific organizations which specialize in specific areas like JS Associates, Capgemini. They especially specialize in the health domain. Similarly, Big Four, wherever there is money, there are Big Fours. And there are many other such consulting firms. There are boutique consulting firms, small consulting firms working especially in the healthcare area. Now you can get into this by leveraging everything which you developed till now. Similarly, program manager for healthcare initiatives like Antara Foundation, it's a very good foundation. So here you can work in generalist roles like program manager, similarly CRI. Then, program manager or product manager in startups. There are a lot of startups nowadays working in the health space, be it say Tata 1mg, Practo, NetMeds. So you can get into the generalist roles within these organizations also by leveraging whatever you know till now, whatever you have developed till now. Similarly, social sciences, there's a lot of candidates who reach out to us let's say, who are ex-UPSC aspirant but come from the social sciences background. Now, again, there are numerous roles available for you all. It starts with, let's say, research associate in various think tanks. Now, think tanks typically prefer candidates who are coming from the similar educational background, because if you have to conduct research, they are looking for people who understand those areas well. So maybe even masters is also preferred by these organizations. Now, organizations like Brookings, CPR, ICSSR, JPAL, another fantastic organization working in the research space. Similarly, advocacy and strategy communications. Now, if you're somebody who has exceptional communication skills, then you can target those advocacy roles also with organizations like Greenpeace, CRY, Observer Research Foundation, or even, let's say, ADR and the other organizations we talked in the past. Similarly, social impact consultant or analyst. Obviously, when you work with organizations like Dalberg, FSG, Bridgespan, or Tony Blair, in their impact departments, so these are impact focused firms, so they appreciate people coming from the social sciences background also. Now, again, these are very generalist areas. Anyone coming from any educational background can leverage it. Your UPSC journey can certainly give you a shot in the arm for these careers. Similarly, let's say human rights advocate with organizations like Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and multiple other organizations. So you just need to figure out your past, means what skills you bring to the table, what are based on your educational background, your UPSC journey, some other skills which you have accordingly, and your overall interest. And accordingly, you can target various organizations. But there is a caveat. Now, be it your educational background or UPSC journey, normally everything you have is largely theoretical. While that is very important, but that alone is not enough. You will have to develop a few skills or learn a few skills which are demanded by these organizations, because at the end of the day, if you have to analyze the policy, now you need to have knowledge of various tools via which you have to analyze those policies. So largely there are 4 or 5 skills which you need to develop for that. Now, the intensity or degree of importance of these skills can vary based on the roles you are targeting. So feel free to uh, choose that or explore that based on the careers you are targeting. But let's say if we talk about number one skills, which is the quantitative analysis, it involves good understanding of quantitative research and analysis methodologies. So basic, let's say, survey and sampling, basic statistical analysis, data skills like cleaning data, managing data, organizing data, and similarly, proficiency in data interpretation with advanced knowledge of advanced Excel. Now, be it a role in monitoring and evaluation, which is specially focused on data, or let's say strategy roles, because at the end of the day, if you have to make a strategy, you have to take informed decisions. And for taking informed decisions, you need data. Similarly, some of the consultant roles which we discussed, all those roles demand basic understanding of quantitative analysis. And you should be really good with Excel for those roles. Similarly, qualitative analysis, you have to club your quantitative understanding with the qualitative understanding for various roles, especially, let's say, if you want to get into research related areas, this skill is very important. So understanding of research and information synthesis, semi-structured and in-depth interviews, focus group discussions, etc. There are various tools also for this, like atlas.ti, which can certainly be explored. Okay, similarly, third skill here, which is report writing and presentation making. At the end of the day, when you derive all your findings, you will have to compile them in a report, present it in front of the leadership, and you may also have to present everything in the form of maybe a presentation. So you should know how to make good reports and presentations. So irrespective of in which role you are, you need to be good with, say, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, be good with the writing skills. Obviously, nowadays you can club it or leverage ChatGPT for this, but you should have good overall grip over all these stuff. Similarly, understanding of public data sources. If you want to take informed decisions, as I mentioned, you need data. You should know what all sources are available for fetching data. From where can you fetch this data and then analyze it? So basic understanding of various data sources. Now, again, it is not relevant everywhere. Based on the rule, you can decide the degree of importance of these things. Basic academic knowledge, very important. Now, let's say if you want to, especially if you want to get into careers related to finance or something else, which is more hard skill driven game. So you should have the good sectoral knowledge of those areas like finance, accounting, legal, medical, engineering, landscape, based on which area, which role you are choosing. Similarly, good understanding of political process, especially if you want to get into political consulting type of roles. Along with this, familiarity with basic concepts of economics, public policies is essential, which I believe all of us explore during UPSC preparation. So that is not a concern. Now, a lot of candidates reach out to us asking how can we develop these skills. For this, we especially designed Applied Public Policy Lab program where we comprehensively cover all these skills, and it's a hands-on project-based upskilling program where you also built a mini consulting project which strengthens your resume in general. So if you are looking to leverage or gain all these skills, feel free to explore this as well. Thank you. I hope you benefited from this video. Now, if you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to post them in the comments. I will be glad to reply to each and every comment. Along with this, please also suggest me the topic for the next video. Thank you.